You look nice, I double tap, I move on with my life. Have I gained something from it?
Hmm.
Have I learned something new from it? Have I like you look nice, but I don't know how to look nice too. Like so you're leaving me in the corner to just
Yeah.
I don't know, do
Okay.
nothing. Welcome to the A1 podcast. My name is Moy Olorantaba. I am your host for today. And I'm really excited because this is the first time we're doing this. We'll see how it goes, but I really wanted to do Q&As on the podcast. So Q&As are great because essentially I get a chance to answer your direct question or something you're actually going through, something that you're trying to do, something that you're trying to figure out. And today we have a Piwe Sitoli, I believe is his surname. You can check him out on the socials. I'll put his name. You know what? I'll put the links and the things in the description bar below. Let's YouTube this up. All right. So today we're going to talk about pitching and we're going to give him a call to essentially find out what he's been up to, what he wants to pitch, and guide him along those lines. Now, we do this every last Tuesday of the month. If it goes well, if you guys want it, I don't want to do things that you don't want. So, if you do and you enjoyed this episode, make sure you give it a like so that we continue. And if you want to have your question answered on the podcast, send an email to askmoy@theA1.co. Email us, put all the details to your question in there, and then we'll reach out to you and we'll call you live on the podcast. Apiwe emailed and asked him questions about pitching for this idea that he has. And so let's give him a call.
Hi again.
Hi Apiwe, how are you?
I'm absolutely amazing. How are you?
Good, good. Okay, so we're talking all things pitching, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Give me the
Yeah,
backstory.
yeah. So I'm currently working on a project called Shots with Stars. I know it's quite a cheesy, cheesy name, but but yeah, that's the name of the project. I might change it actually, maybe a couple of months from now, to be quite honest. But yeah,
That's
so
fine.
basically, so basically, what I do is I get content creators together, influencers, models,
Uh-huh.
personalities. There's literally no limit. I just get people who are recognized socially, get them together for a shoot, strictly collaboration. But obviously now I've seen what the power of collaboration has to offer, and I understand that I'm able to monetize that and actually, you know,
Mm-hmm.
pay these people. And I can now ask like for funding from brands or companies, etc.
On what platform?
On Instagram. On Instagram.
Okay.
So all those shoots, I've like calculated how much they impressions and analytics and whatever, and it came up to like over 600K impressions. So that was big. I mean, that was big. That's like literally just 5 shoots.
Okay, give me an example of like your best performing, um, I guess,
My bit,
image.
my best performing collab was with Jessica. That got like that was actually one of the first ones. It got like over 200 and what 30 something K impressions and like I don't know how many, not like 19, 20K likes or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you have a, I'm just checking here, you have a following of like just under 9,000 followers on Instagram, and
Yeah.
that image had 19,3K
Yeah.
likes and 73 comments, which is, I mean,
Yeah.
that's great. I mean, that's amazing.
It's
Okay.
beautiful.
It's great. It really
Yeah.
is. So essentially now you do these photo shoots with creative individuals. You post them onto
Yeah.
Instagram and they get a lot of traction.
Hmm. Exactly.
So what exactly do you want to pitch to the brand, to a brand?
My approach to it is to get a specific any brand. For example, I'll just name a brand that I'm working with right now. So I'm working with now, right? And the agreement with them is strictly also um, strictly collaboration. So I'm not getting any money from them, but we have an understanding of. I told them about the brand. I told them about the project. Sorry, that I'm doing. They loved the idea, but at the time I wasn't looking into making money out of it. If that makes any sense, I was just
Yeah, you were
looking.
just creating
Yeah,
for the vibes, for the
yeah,
fun of it, for the
exactly,
content.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So the agreement I had with them was, um, I would source clothings at their place, and I'd obviously like tag them and tell people that yo, this we were styled by whatever, and I explained to them that I bring like different collaborators and whatnot, and so I mean that would bring numbers to their side and quality content, and they loved the idea and they agreed to let me source from them. But yeah, as I said, now I'm looking into actually monetizing that. So yeah,
Okay. All right. So I think I've gotten a good understanding. So I'm going to share essentially a compilation of what you said. I'm just going to summarize what you said and you let me know if I'm right or wrong, right?
hmm
Okay. So you have this photo shoot that you do with influential creatives. You take photos of them, you post them onto Instagram, and they do well.
yeah, very well. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So, okay, cool. So, and essentially the reason why you reached out to me was because you wanted to know how you could monetize, you could actually get paid from all of this.
exactly.
You work with a brand, currently a clothing brand, that gives you clothes to incorporate um, into the content, but it's not
Yeah,
paid.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So I think the first thing that I noticed when I saw the content was one, like it's pretty content. So collaborations with another individual is obviously, so for example, Jessica, another TikToker, she has a huge following. You guys do a photo shoot together. Even though you have 9,000 followers, it has double the amount of interaction or engagement than your following. Some of her people probably engage with the content to like to and stuff like that. And you've done this a number of times and it's getting traction. So I would say before you pitch to any brand, I feel like there's certain holes that you need to fill first. So yes, you're working with a clothing brand, and I know that clothing brand because I've worked with them. I know a number of people that work with them. They have a showroom in Cape Town. You go in, you can pick certain items, go out, do the photo shoot, and it's free on their part because those clothes are made to be shot. Those clothes are strictly for whether it's events or photo shoots or whatever the case is. So for them, they're not necessarily, it's a very low risk on their end. They're not parting with money, they're not necessarily giving you clothes, which would also be like a trade exchange or a monetary value to some degree. They're just saying, come in, pick, go shoot, return the clothes, and they get the exposure from it. I mean, they've gotten 20,000 likes. Great. However, when you want to start monetizing anything, you really have to think about what value am I giving? The problem is that a lot of creators, we've been taught that the followers, the likes is that is an offering. Like, okay, 20 people, 20,000 people like this, come pay to be part of this. Problem is that is not enough. So when I look at your image, I have to be able to see what is the value that I'm going to get from this. Because if it's just, this is a good photo, it has a lot of attention, come put money on that, you're not going to win majorly with that. Because anyone can do that. Anyone can take a photo and just say, hey, I've got a lot of numbers, I've got a lot of likes, come. But that isn't enough anymore. Like back in the day, maybe when there was like 5, 10 creators who were really doing well and stuff like that, maybe. But now you have to offer something that is different. So is it a styling series? If it's a styling series, then a brand understands that, oh, okay, Apiwe styles these clothes in a way that his audience really wants to know about it. Like he's a fashion guy, and the way he styles clothes are impactful that other people also want to learn how to style. Now you're talking, now you're giving value. But the reason also why this particular image, the one with Jessica, did so well is that it is a collaboration, right? It is a partnership with you and her. So it should do better because it's two people to one image. But it doesn't necessarily mean that people are getting value from it. It's a nice image. People are excited that it's like, oh, it's two TikTokers and they're, doing this photo shoot and they look good, great. But what do I get out of it? That's what I need you to start thinking about, because when you walk into a meeting with a brand, you need to be able to articulate and say that if you as a brand pay to be part of this collaboration series, the styling series that I do with whoever, you get ABC, not necessarily exposure, because you're giving a brand exposure right now and they're not paying you for it. They're doing it for free. So if they're going to put money behind something, you need to be able to say, every time I wear a pair of sneakers in these series, people ask about where they can get them. People go and buy them and like tag me that they buy them. Now I am giving value to that company, because you become a platform where they're like, oh, yes, I can spend money here because I get returns here. Yes, sometimes brands will just do things for the exposure. However, when you want to start really making a substantial amount and getting a high income from a company, you need to be able to articulate the value and the ROI that they're getting from it. Okay, let's go through your comments. Let's go through your comments. Which one should we choose? I'm gonna go through the comments. Which one should we choose?
I don't know. Say, at least I don't know.
Okay, we'll do Alicia.
Cool.
So this is your comments. So she replies saying, "Love shooting with you." Somebody says, "Oh, looking effortless." Somebody says, "Nice." Somebody says, y'all make it look too easy." Fire emoji, another one. Fire emoji, another one. Fire emoji. All of essentially they're supporting you because you were doing it. You look nice. I double tap. I move on with my life. Have I gained something from it? Have I learned something new from it? Have I like you look nice, but I don't know how to look nice too. You're leaving me in the corner to just I don't know, do nothing. Teach me something, share with me something, give me value. Once you start giving value, I can almost promise you that people will start asking questions. So when you say, for example, shooting with stars, shoot the process. Shoot the process of guys looking at your looks. How do you pair it? Now you're giving me something.
We were actually thinking about that.
There we go. Yeah. Give me value. So always think about it that way, because when you walk into a room with a brand, you have to give value before you can think about how can I get money from a brand. Because if you go with what you have right now and you're like, hey, we've got this series, it's got all these likes, give us money, it's just gonna be like, no thank you. But if you say, we're able to put together a series of a styling series with stars where they show us they give us behind the scenes of like their thought process into styling their looks, and it teaches it, lets our audience learn how they can do it too. Now you have something, you've got more traction.
Yeah, and that actually sounds That actually sounds sorry to disturb you. That actually sounds much better. I'm just needed to put that out there.
I'm glad you see so. For the full version of this Q&A, make sure you check it out on all available podcast platforms. So I think just take the time to, one, figure out what value you want to give, see what the reception is of that value, and then when you're ready, when you've got a good amount of traction on what that value is and how it's being received, then put that on a pitch deck, and then you can start the process of pitching.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
It is a pleasure.
I am. Well, I think I really needed this one-on-one because, yeah, it makes more sense now for what I'm doing. Because yes, I know you literally every single time preach value to us. I know that for sure.
What is the
But
value?
yeah, but now I feel like because it's specific to what I'm doing, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm really glad you agreed to sit with me and have this conversation.
It is a pleasure. Thanks for reaching out. I mean, you actually were the one who were like, "Yo, Maury, let's go." So
Yo, yeah. I'm very thankful, and I'll definitely keep you up to date on what's happening.
please do. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely. Please,
yeah.
please do. Awesome.
And if I feel like I'm missing something, I will bother you. I'm just saying. I will bother you.
That is fine.
Respectfully though.
That is
But,
all good. I am more than happy to help with that. All right. Well,
Cool,
thanks,
yeah.
Apiwe. Have a fantastic day.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Marina. I appreciate you.
Okay, guys, so that was Apiwe. Actually, make sure you check him out. He is Apiwe Sithole. I'll put it on the screen. You can check him out on Instagram. He's also a TikToker. And yeah, we were going to go all into pitching. And the number one thing I realized when working with creators in regards to how to pitch is that you have to have a great understanding of the value that you give and why a company wants to tap into that to reach an audience. So that is the first thing before you can put any document, any pitching presentation together, before you start worrying about like which brand to reach out to. Because like Apio didn't even know like which brand he wanted to. But once he starts giving that value and knowing who likes receiving that value, he will know if it's more male or female, because that's going to have an influence on which brand he works with. If he's going to know if it's more, let's say, high school students, university students, young professionals. Again, that's going to have an impact on which brand he works with. So you really need to know the value that you give. Take time to give that value. And then when you're putting together your pitch document, essentially all you're doing is showcasing the traction that has been received, the value that you're already giving, how people are responding to that value, and how a brand can integrate into that to get a result that they want to as well. It's not just about, I've got followers, I've got likes, come give me money. Like, it needs to be more than that. It is a relationship that you have with the brand. You need to receive something from them. They need to receive something from you as well. So if you want to be like Apiwe, send an email to askmoi@theA1.co. Let us know what the question is, and we will reach out to you. We'll give you a call live on the podcast. And essentially, you get a one-on-one, which, like Apiwe said, it becomes, I think one-on-ones are just great because we get really specific to what you do. So I hope you liked it. This was our very first Q&A. We're going to be doing this at the end of every month, the last Tuesday of every month. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below about the conversation I had with Apiwe. Did it make sense? Did you understand what I was saying? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you're really liking our Q&A series, please give this a like. That's how I'm going to know, okay, cool. You guys are liking this and we need to do more of it. So give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed, join the family and click on that notification bell as well. Until next week, Bye. I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm like, bye, 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 bye.